Can you give your definition of an editorial style?
So to me, I kind of have two different looks on editorial. So if we're talking technically from my journalism background, that's something I was huge in high school. An editorial spread in a magazine is something that tells a story.
Yep.
And so where I'm kind of taking that into the senior world is really making sure you look at an image of mine and being like, wow, that just tells you something about where she is or what she's wearing, something like that, or something so insane that doesn't necessarily, again, tell a story. That's like, why is she wearing a full two-piece blazer set on a beach or something like that?
Right. Something just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, something just really cool and that really captures your attention and pulls you in.
Yeah, absolutely. So when we were talking, and I'm just going to read some of the points that you made, because I think it's really important for everybody that's listening today to understand how Matthew's mind works. So you touched on telling the story of the senior in a high fashion way.
Yep.
Where those are your words, involving the subject, the makeup.
Yep.
Seeing the whole scene with your photojournalism background, that comes very easily for you. Location, pose, light, outfit. So there's a lot of things that go into an editorial style. One thing that you have said several times when we're showing some of your images here up on the screen, that what you're finding with the seniors you're working with is they like less close-ups, they like more environment. Is that something that is currently trending, or has it been for a while? Or?
I mean, as long as I've kind of been into it, a lot of girls, are like, oh, I don't like my face that big or whatever, and they just really kind of want to see the full picture. If we're at a pretty location, they want to see that pretty location. Right. So if I'm shooting somewhere with a cool house in the background, they want to see that house in the background. Or if, say, I'll show them one that's more close up, I've had times where they've been like, oh, I wish I could see the house in that one too. Or something like that.
That's interesting. And then how does that differ from the senior to the parent? Are they following suit, or does that create a stumble point between kid and mom and parent?
So I know a lot of people talk about wanting to make sure that they're shooting for the parents and stuff too, but what I found, at least with my parents and in my area and everything, a lot of the parents, when they're looking at things they want on the walls, they want those cool scenic images too, that look like an art piece.
Yeah.
Unless, I don't want to say less like their kid, that sounds so bad.
Less of their child, they see them enough.
They want, I don't know, to just really incorporate kind of everything into it and really match, I guess, their home decor and stuff like that.
Well, and we all know too, when you're selling product, which you're doing, wall display albums, all the things like that, what you are showing in your space is what people ultimately are going to gravitate towards. You're the subject matter expert. If you're showing bigger landscape, broad range images, people are going to be like, oh, cool, that's what he does.
Yeah.
So why would I expect something different? Yeah.
So in my studio, I do keep a good mix. I think I was showing you, I have one really close up headshot on the wall, and then kind of right over to the side is a big environmental shot showing a cool area.
Yeah, for sure. So one of the things that really, makes your work stand out is the fashion side of it. Yeah. Now, in the Midwest, and I would consider where you're at in the Midwest, sometimes the fashion isn't super diverse. You know. So what do you do to fix that? Even though I know the answer to it, they don't know the answer to it.
So basically, I am the type of person who gets bored really easily. And so I was sick of shooting the same white Free People dress, the same maxi dress. I'm sure you all know what I'm talking about. And so I was kind of looking at some other photographers who had a style closet, and I was like, this I like.
Yeah.
I love spending money. It's one of my favorite activities.
Me too.
Yeah, it's so fun. The joy of swiping a card, so good. But yeah, I was kind of just looking at that, and I was like, I want to do this. And it's also pushing the girls out of their comfort zone, because I'm filling that closet with things that they're not normally going to gravitate towards.
Right.
I like crazy items. I want stuff that's gonna, not only they're gonna love, but also gonna fill my creative bucket at the end of the day.
And that's awesome that you're respecting your own creativity and doing things because you love to do them.